Are homeless people from other cities being dropped off in Fort Wayne? We're gonna cover that and other topics. It's the Fort Wayne News. So before we get to this topic, I do want to say that, this is a very sensitive subject. These are human beings and I do want to be respectful, but I do think it is a topic worth covering, especially with new homeless shelter being planned or potentially in the works. It's not official yet. City officials are trying to make it happen, and it is going to cost the city, taxpayers literally millions of dollars. So I do think this is topical. So recently there was news that a homeless person, or if you prefer unhoused, an unhoused person was caught on a police officer body cam saying that he had been dropped off from a behavioral health hospital and he wasn't sure why, but he was sent up in an Uber from the Indianapolis area here to Fort Wayne.
Okay. So did the PD bring you here or did the PD pay for an Uber to bring you here?
Oh, the hospital.
Oh, the hospital did?
The hospital did.
Okay, so they paid for an Uber to get you up here.
Yeah, I was confused.
So I also read that earlier this year, the city of Fort Wayne did announce a new ordinance and they're going to be issuing fines to cities who do this. It's $2,500 per occurrence. And so far, which was highlighted by this police officer's video, the city has actually issued 3 fines this year. 2 of them were to Hendricks Behavioral Hospital and 1 was to the Shore Behavioral LLC. Both of those are in Indianapolis. And we actually had breaking news in the last 48 hours. Hendricks Behavioral Hospital has agreed to pay the fine. So they're not denying it. They're admitting that they are sending people here. So in my opinion, this is a very sensitive topic. I know I said that at the top of the video, but again, I do want to be respectful, but it is worth talking about. This is a very complex issue. When I was in Orlando, IYKYK is a little lake right in the heart of downtown, surrounded by high rises, restaurants, shops. It was awesome. But by the time I left, if you went and jogged or walked around with the kids, there would be roughly 200 to 300 homeless people and they would be bathing themselves in the bathrooms. Frankly, they were destroying the bathrooms. There was garbage everywhere. There was a lot of, I was very uncomfortable bringing my kids there. And so the thought of that potentially happening here is very concerning to me, but we also want to treat them like human beings. So I'm not saying we need to do anything harsh or drastic or anything like that. Frankly, I don't know what the answer is. I do think $2,500 is not enough of a fine. I also think this is a health concern. One of the people that was dropped off here had been saying that he was suicidal and then they sent him here. So, if people are going to be a harm to themselves or a harm to someone around them, I think sending them to another city or really anywhere where they're not getting treatment is a very dangerous precedent to set. And I'm hoping that the city takes a hardline stand on this and really enforces these fines and ideally increases them. So we'll see how that one plays out. This is a little bit lighter topic. Maybe. There's a new traffic pattern at the new Haven Quadrant. So this is 930 in Maple Crest. It's just east of downtown Fort Wayne. This has been a big to-do. So basically you used to be able to leave downtown, come down 930 and turn left. Well, now you have to go through the light, turn right and loop around. Sounds simple enough. I own a small little shop out there, so I've been renovating it to get it ready for rent, so I've been going out there quite a bit. I've probably seen a good 10 to 15 people making illegal left turns there, which is extremely dangerous because there's multiple lanes of traffic coming the other way. If you go on good old Facebook, you'll see some pretty heated people not happy with this change, but I've also seen comments from people who actually use it every day and they really enjoy it. They said it's actually made traffic a lot smoother. But I think the thing to know if you're gonna be in the downtown New Haven area or downtown Fort Wayne to New Haven area, be aware that the traffic pattern has changed and make sure you're paying attention to the signs. All right, we've got big news coming out of Huntertown. For those watching out of area, Huntertown is just north of Fort Wayne. It's in Allen County, part of Northwest Allen County Schools. They are getting a grocery store. They're getting a Kroger. So this is off Lima Road, also known as 3. One of the major roads through town leads out into Huntertown. And there's really not a whole lot out there now. Huntertown is in the path of progress. We knew this was gonna come eventually, but 30 acres at the corner of Lima Road and Hathaway, which are currently owned by Solomon Farms, is gonna be redeveloped. They're gonna be doing a grocery store with Kroger. They're gonna do a gas station, 14 pump gas station. It'll have a Starbucks inside as well. The developer's still working on zoning permits, so no start date is set, but all signs point towards this is happening. Again, this is big news. So, if you are out in Huntertown and you like to shop at Kroger, Closest one is off DuPont, right by my office here. And that area can get pretty congested. So I think this will help with congestion. It'll cut down drives to the grocery store. I think it'll make life more convenient for everyone. And I think this is a big step in the right direction and ultimately was inevitable. All right, now we're gonna end on a very sad note, especially for the millennials and what's older than millennials? Gen X? I don't know, whatever the next generation is. Century Music Hall, formerly known as Pierre's, is officially closing. I say that jokingly, but ultimately I hate to see anything go out of business, honestly. This was a big, music hall, bar. There's multiple bars, dance, everything. The reason I joke about it, so Pierre's, everybody called, the nickname was Dirty Peas. I saw a lot of fights there. I saw a lot of weird stuff go down there. Honestly, I didn't go there all that often, but it was right next to Canterbury Green, right next to Purdue Fort Wayne. So like some of my friends when we were in college, we'd go to their apartment, walk over to Pierre's just to see what would happen, and something usually did. So, but there are people, local business owners who own that business, and I do hate to see that. Century Music Hall was in business for 6 years apparently. I actually didn't even know it changed. I haven't kept up on my Dirty Peas updates, but they were bringing local music, or they were bringing national music acts here. So I do hate to see that, especially people in the music scene or that enjoy music. They have one less venue. My assumption is this is probably going to help downtown, so hopefully these business owners can find a new venue to make this happen. They cited rising costs, financial obligations, and increased violence, which doesn't surprise me at all. I had somebody who I did nothing to, I don't even know who this guy was, him and his friends, when I was there once, followed me out in the parking lot, and thank God the cops pulled up and they took off, and I didn't do anything. I don't know who they were. They were just looking for trouble. So that was that kind of place. So it doesn't surprise me that this did happen. So I kind of said it tongue in cheek that it was sad, but it really is. I hate to see a business close, but ultimately if you've got a place with violence and whatnot, sometimes that's an inevitable conclusion. So this was part 1 of the update for this month. We've got another one in the works. Please be on the lookout. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you are looking to move to Fort Wayne, I would love to help. Go ahead and look for my contact info below, and we'll catch you on the next video.